Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Shaun's Solo Video Edition. So today I want to talk about the new Battlefield 3 expansion, the Close Quarters Combat. I kind of forgot about it, and I got it maybe probably a week after it came out, and I've actually been playing it quite a bit. It's because I'm not a premium member, I haven't done that yet. I've kind of thought about it. Seems like a pretty good deal. If you go premium, you'll save 25 bucks at this point, because I bought this expansion for it's $14.99. I'll only save $10 if I decide to get it before the next round of DLC. But I don't know. I'm considering it. It seems pretty cool. It's a pretty good savings, really, and it seems like it's worth the money. And actually, a lot of people have it. Most people that I play online with, that I've noticed, not people I actually know, but people that I've been playing with seem like they have it, and so it seems like a pretty decent deal. So yeah, let's just get right into it. They're smaller maps, and I think most of you out there know that by now. They're all kind of smaller, more contained maps. There's a few new gameplay modes. Conquest Domination has been kind of retrofitted for the smaller assault type maps, which is really cool. A lot of fun. Total lot of fun. You know what? It kind of reminds me of Modern Warfare, those games. The new maps, and they're even the maps are a little bit smaller than your average Modern Warfare map. Most definitely, but kind of the fast-paced play style is kind of what it reminds me of it. Except the only thing is and if you followed our channel for a while, you know that I think Modern Warfare is okay. I think it's fine. It's not my preferred shooter is Battlefield 3, and I've always but the thing is Battlefield 3 they're very long, drawn out, time consuming. Actually have to put in quite a bit of effort in. You don't really just run and gun when you play Battlefield. You play in squads, you play the objective, because the maps are so expansive and stuff like that. It kind of just more lends to being that way. If you were trying to run and gun, you wouldn't have too much fun, because sometimes it can take up to 5 minutes to actually get to where you got to be, and where there's any enemies or anything like that. So most people don't really play it that way. But I do like kind of arcadey type shooters, and I was always out on the lookout for kind of an alternative. And at that point, Gotham City Imposters, what has been my kind of go-to for if I just want to turn my brain off, run and gun style of a game, in the more arcade sense of an FPS. And I really like Gotham City Imposters. I think it's a really fantastic game. And actually, if you're a PlayStation Plus member this month, I think maybe for a couple, at least for a couple weeks, it's free. It's totally free. So and it's also discounted on top of that for people that don't have PlayStation Plus, and I would totally recommend getting it. But back to Close Quarters Combat, yeah, I really like it. I like it quite a bit. It is the alternative to Battlefield 3 inside of Battlefield 3. And that's cool, because I really love the control scheme. I love how just the mechanics of Battlefield. I love just how it feels while I'm playing it. Just always have. It's always been my preference. And Close Quarters Combat gives you Battlefield, but wrapped in a different experience. And it's, in my opinion, is really successful. And it's cool, I guess, right? And oh, that's right. And the last thing I want to mention is there's a new game mode called Gunmaster, which, if you're familiar at all with Counter-Strike Source or anything like that, there's mods out there called the gun game, where basically you kind of move up the weapon tiers, if you will, or move through different phases of weapons. So you kill a guy, you go up the next weapon on the ladder. And Battlefield does it a little bit differently, because you have to kill 2 people, and it can really suck if you get stuck with a revolver. If you get stuck on the revolver and other people are moving up, it can be a real bummer. There's a couple weapons that are actually kind of a bitch to use in the middle and at the end of the tier system, but I really love that a lot, actually. And that's kind of, I didn't even know that it was on there, because I didn't look up any information about the DLC before I bought it. It was just new maps for Battlefield, so I was and I knew that they were smaller and more contained, but I didn't know that they were adding a new mode. So I was kind of just on a random server and playing, and suddenly I was playing gun game, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck, what is this? And I found out it was called Gunmaster. And it's, oh man, it's so much fun. Like, that is, over the past few nights, like, that has been kind of what I've been doing, has been playing Gunmaster and moving up the ranks, and I've gotten actually pretty good at it, because it actually kind of enhances your skill, because you're using a lot of weapons that you probably might not always use. Like, for me personally, like, I'm more of a person that kind of like sticks to what he uses, like what he knows, when it comes to like kind of just like weapon loadouts. Like, I kind of like do. I kind of stick to just one set, and I don't really ever stray too far from that. So it was cool, like, to give myself, like, force myself to have to use other guns, and finding out, oh, I'm not so bad, and there's a couple other ones that I was actually kind of preferred to the ones I was using in the first place, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I would totally recommend it if you don't have it already. I'd even recommend, I'd have to assume, I think Battlefield Premium, if you're into Battlefield, is probably totally worth the money. The more I hear about it, the more I look into it, it looks like it's something that would actually be worth the cost, worth the price of admission. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will talk to you next time I have something to talk about.